Welcome to the Accessibility Guide channel. My name is Sean Jordison, and today we're doing episode 20 of Making College PDFs Accessible. Today's episode, we're going to cover San Jose City College. All right, the first step is to visit the website, and then I'm going to go to the search button, and we're simply going to search for .pdf. Let's try PDF again. Okay, so when I don't do .pdf and I just do PDF instead, I'm able to find it. Let's take a look at the classified Senate roles.pdf. Okay, here we go. We got a one-page document that has quite a few things going on. Let's go ahead and download this file and let's open it. Is this a scanned image? It sure is. So this is a scanned document that we are going to need to make accessible. The first step, let's open up the tags panel, and we've got no tags available. So, all right, let's just jump right in. We need to first scan and OCR this file. So I'm going to select the scan and OCR button, and we want to select in this file, we want it in English, and we're going to select recognize text. All right, now that it has scanned the file, we should be able to determine that there's text on here, which we can. And now what I want to do, let's go back to the All Tools button. We're going to select Prepare for Accessibility, and we're going to automatically tag this PDF. All right, we've got a P tag at the top, some random character down here, and a table that has multiple rows, which I don't love, but I suppose we can make it work. So let's jump right in. The first thing I want to do is make this first paragraph tag in H1 because we need a heading on the page. I'm then going to take this random character, right click it, and we're going to change it to an artifact, select page and OK, and then delete that tag. Now we get directly into the fun part. Okay, first thing I notice is we have our content is not in a table header. The rows are kind of interesting. They appear to be working though, all things considered. So let's just start at the top. First things first, we've got one TD cell, and we need to add in a couple of others. And then once we do that, we actually need to separate out these two components. So we're going to move bargaining agent into the TD cell over here. Let's right click it and put it inside of a P tag. And then we're going to change both of these TDs to THs. So I'm going to right click both those cells, select properties, and select table header, and then select close. And now we're beginning to build out our table. We then have membership is a table header. That's fine. We have this table cell, which is fine. This one looks good. So right now I'm just walking through all of these because sometimes when we have a scanned file, there could be trouble, but it appears that so far so good. All right, I found the first one. District and college is not a part of this cell, so it must be in this other cell, which it is. I can see that the content is right there. We're going to Control X that container element and place it into the right spot above, and then delete that empty P tag. So we have a table row. All of these table rows look good, as in they have all of the content there. And now we can begin to break down this other one. We have a paragraph tag, we have a list item with two list items, and some broken list items that we need to repair. So the best way that I can do this is simply move the content that is messed up into the right location inside the L body tag above the resulting P tag. So I have a list item that contains all of those elements, a list item. I'm moving the contents of this P tag into the list item above it. And then we can take this list item and move it up to the parent list above it. Because we don't want to have all these like random parent list items. So I need to condense them down all into a singular parent list item. And so I'm just going to cut and paste, make sure I am moving my containers into the right location. And I'm doing all of this with my keyboard, by the way. And for where the contents are breaking in the list item, I'm simply moving them into the L body, and that's going to make it to where it's still accessible And for some reason it split it out. My only guess is because this is a scanned document and they just create problems 99% of the time. Oh, this one doesn't have an L body, so we're gonna change this label to an L body instead. Paste that down there. All right, now that list item is good. We then have some references in here, but what's interesting is I don't see them anywhere else. So we're just gonna leave those as p tags. Next, we can come over to our other section over here, and we have to do the same thing. We need to fix the list item. So I'm gonna paste all that content into the appropriate L body cell. So we've got list item, LBL, L body. And again, we have all these list items truncated for some reason, which means I need to move every one of these list tags and make sure I put the content in the right spots in the L body. And it's a little time consuming, but once you get the hang of it, you can go through it pretty quick. As long as you know your shortcuts really well. All right, we're almost near the end here. We've got another list item that is split up incorrectly. It's okay, we've got lots of practice on how to fix these. And the important piece is that these are all being added to the L body tag. And that's a capital LB. All right, list item, perfect. List item. And let's move those contents in and delete the p tag. All right, now let's save our file because we just did a lot of work in here. And let's just run a precursory accessibility check from within Adobe Acrobat. I don't want to create a report, and we'll select start checking. We got a couple of issues. Let's just go from the top. So our document is missing a title. We can fix that. This will be roles of classified senates. Select OK. Our figure is missing alt text. I don't think we have a figure in here. Let's show in tags panel. Interesting. It randomly has a path tag here. We're going to right click it, change tag to artifact, and select page. This is normal for when it's a scanned file. Let's go back to the accessibility checker. Tables are missing. Oh, we've got regularity and summary missing. All right, let's see what we can do here. We have irregular table rows. All right, we're gonna select the fix reading order tool. We're going to right click inside our table and select table editor. I can see where it's messed up. Let's see. Table header seems right. Table header. All right, well, we're gonna have to click this first cell, right click it, table cell properties. The scope on this is all weird. It's got a row span of 2? That doesn't make sense. We want a row span of 1 and maybe a column span of 2, if anything. There we go. All right, next I can select classified senate and bargaining agent cells. Have to move my cursor. Oh no. Right click, table editor. Let's try that again. We're gonna select both of those, right click, table cell properties. We're gonna have a column span. Hold on, I'm gonna mess this up on accident. Let me click this first cell over here, table cell properties, row span 1, column span 1, scope, we want column, select OK. Why is this one so far over there? Table cell properties. I'm just gonna do a column span of 1 because that seems to be throwing something off here. We're gonna do membership, affiliation, dues, participation. Okay, I see an error. We have role and voting on its own. Somehow I must have missed that. So this is actually supposed to be the same row. So I need to combine these two. So I'm going to cut all the contents and paste it into the right. Actually, no, okay, the line was just being blurry. All right, now I gotta refix it. Well, we got row. Okay, it was right the whole time. My fault. Okay, let's go back into fixed reading order. Right click table editor. Strange. It's as if the cells are not matching up here using this feature. So we'll see how this comes out. We're gonna change the scope to row. Select OK. All right, let's go ahead and run the accessibility checker one more time because I did quite a few things in there. All right, we at least fixed the regularity. That's great. So now we'll do fixed reading order, right click inside the table, and let's add a summary and select OK. And then let's save our file. And it's passing the built-in accessibility checker. Let's go ahead and launch the pack tool and let's scan this file. All right, it's failing PDF and WCAG. Let's check adaptable. What's the issue here? We got font not embedded, table header cell assignments, has no associated subcells. Okay, let's see if we can fix this. I'm gonna open up my tags panel. I believe that we need to make classified senates. Let's change the scope. So I need to get back into the table editor, select the classified senate cell, table cell properties, here we go, and change the scope to column for the header cell, and then select OK. So that'll fix that one. What else did we have? We had font. We can do print production, pre-flight. We're going to select the wrench icon, and then we're going to search the word font. And we want to embed missing fonts and select fix. Then resave the file, select yes. All right, now that we fixed it, let's go ahead and launch the pack tool one more time. And let's test it again. We got one more error in the WCAG area. Role mapping. Okay. L body is, I did a lowercase lb instead of a capital on one of these cells. So the way that I can find it is by holding my control key and then expanding the L tag. And I can just visually scan in here to find that lowercase L body. And I found it right there. It needs to be a capital. Then we'll hit save. And in theory, it should pass the WCAG scan, and it does. So we now have a fully accessible document. That concludes episode 20 of How to Make College PDFs Accessible. This episode featured San Jose City College, and I would give this document an accessibility score of 0 out of 10. It is a scanned image, and there was no attempt to make the text selectable or accessible. They really could do a better job at making sure that scanned images are not posted to the website, because it's probably the most inaccessible a document can be. If you want to find out how I can help you get accessible, or if you want to join my exclusive community that features self-paced courses, check out the link in the description of this video. And as always, I could be your champion for inclusion. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.